Hey, I had to traverse the plains. Yeah.
Did you really just say traverse?
Yes.
You had to traverse the plains? What are you, a buffalo?
Those are extinct, aren't they?
No!
No. Buffaloes aren't dinosaurs, bro. What the hell?
Or is that bison?
They're the same thing!
Wow.
Marco, did you know that Chris Brown thinks buffalo are extinct?
Are you telling me buffalo aren't extinct?
No, they are not.
Gosh. I'm gonna tell all my friends.
The only thing extinct is your YouTube credit after that blunder.
I can't. Oh my god, I'm laughing. I'm running into everything. This is gonna suck so bad. Damn it, wait for us. Technical difficulties. I got greedy. My thumbs are killing me. Oh no.
We just IT'd this up.
It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna really try on this one. Shit.
That was a good one. Gotta read the notes carefully always.
Oh, guillotine.
Who reads notes?
Yeah.
So if you had read that, you would have known, and you wouldn't. Well, you would have died still, but at least you would have known.
Thanks, Treatment. But he's just coming in like, just whacking me in the face.
Is
Unstoppable punch in the face.
That's probably the best.
See, this is absurd.
no.
Oh!
This might even
See,
be out of.
this is not going well. Rage incoming. What the hell just happened there?
Hey, I had to traverse the plains. Yeah.
Did you really just say traverse?
Yes.
You had to traverse the plains? What are you, a buffalo?
Those are extinct, aren't they?
No!
No. Buffaloes aren't dinosaurs, bro. What the hell?
Or is that bison?
They're the same thing!
Wow.
Oh, what's going on, guys? There is something wonky here going on with Restream, so give me 1 second here to try to work this out. It's not pulling all of my chats for some unbeknownst reason. So, guys might just want to work with me here as I try to read 2 chats at the same time. So hopefully it starts to pull. It is not pulling over onto Twitch for some unbeknownst reason. I don't know why, and I just forgot to delete that off. So what's going on, Bald? I see you over on Twitch. I do see you. Why am I dolled up? I don't know. It seemed like, you know, sometimes you just feel like it, meta. Have the COVID and chill. Have the COVID and chill. But what's going on, Sergeant Bourne? Ooh, let's get this updated here. What's going on, Sergeant Bourne, Dr. Daniel, Proto Man, Ben Knight, Debugnostics, Burnsy, I see you over on Twitch. Who else did I miss? I see you, Meta, Taz. This channel is Rip, Kales, Gamer R, Zach H, Ben Knight Claw, Mum Wraith, Victor Garcia, BSP, Ballet Boy. What is going on? The biggest issue is that none of the fixes can be temporary. They have to be permanent. Otherwise, we'll be doing this cycle after cycle of BS. And you are highly, highly correct. So, what up, Marine 31? So are we gonna dive into this? Aegon? What about Aegon? What did Aegon go? Before we really dive into all of this, what did Aegon actually go for? I don't know what's going on with the Restream bot, Burnsy. It's not working right for some unbeknownst reason. I'm not sure why, because it worked last night, so who knows? It's probably Restream bot. Aegon went for an arm and a leg. Aegon went for 30 million? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You're lying, Meta. I'd be ripped. But yeah, so anyways, guys, Aegon went for 9 Google likes. That's so good. That's so good. He went for a lot. I figured he did. What up, Devious? I saw Chris put up like 85 million and he put up 10 million more than what I did, and he placed 65. Which one is better, Guillotine 2099 or Mysterio? Short bursty fights, Mysterio. Long fights, Guillotine 2099. An ally officer placed 174 with 37-ish. Yeah, see, I'm betting he went for about the same. I'm betting he went for about the same. What's up, Gerson? All right, so are you guys ready to jump in on this? Who wants to go first? What should we talk about first, gang? Which one is, oh, clearly Iron Package, Meta. I mean, he's got the Iron Package. I saw one that went for 65.5. Dang. Can't decide on a rank up. Meta, just for you, you should totally get Iron Package for that rank up. You don't need a Corvus. You need that Iron Package. The state of the game, it blows. So, I don't know if it's so much blows or how did I sell that 5-star Black Widow? 5 stars can't be sold. I made a deal with Mephisto, Burnsy. Made a deal with Mephisto. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the state of the game? Iron Package gonna kill X7? Potentially. What do you guys think about the state of the game right now? It's a big pile of ... It is kind of, isn't it? It's definitely seeming to be that way. Actually, let's just auto fight. We'll auto fight. She did? Nice, Taz. That's good to hear. Wow, really? Well, you know what? Oh, thank you, Devious. And you know what, Debugnastics, you can, we don't have to hide him. We'll just put him in timeout for right now. And then, listen, if he comes back with the same trolley message, then we'll, get the kick. Special 2? Nice. Talk about people leaving, getting discouraged. Yeah, Graham, you know what? Let's talk about that. Let's auto fight through some of this stuff, burn off some energy, and let's talk about it, right? Because that is something that definitely needs to be addressed, right? Is that, like, people are really getting burned out by this game. I've been in this same situation. It's why I'm not in a map 7 alliance anymore, and it's why I'm not in a platinum tier alliance anymore. I thought about going back, and then they introduced flow tactics, and like I said in my video, hard pass, right? Yes, Dawn, let's dab. So this is the thing, is when you have content out there where people are, you know, feeling discouraged by it, getting burnt out, it's kind of hard to want to go in and do it. Am I right? So, yeah, and a lot of alliances have done that, Devious, right? Like, they've stopped doing war because the rewards aren't worth it or anything like that. So, yes, Val's dabbing over there on Twitch. So, I did, listen, Meta, I put my big girl makeup on, right? I did my hair, and I was like, we about to talk about this shit. Because, show of hands, put a yes or a Y in the chat if you have ever felt burnt out by this game? Go for it. Put a yes in the chat or a Y, anything like that. Just show me that you at one point in time have been burnt out by this game, because I know I sure as well have. I put out a video about it a few months ago, right? Like, I put out a video about being burnt out a few months ago because I felt like I was just going through the motions with this game. I'm in a gold 3 close to 2 alliance. When these guys try to push, I think it's a joke because it feels dumb to try to push for some shards. Exactly. So, yeah, so Jesus, he retired already. You don't even have the game installed anymore. Never will get burned out. No, okay. Good for you, man. A-Wolf bored, left the game for almost 2 years. But now I'm running 3 accounts. My friends stopped playing. Oh, wow, dang. Quit for 2 years, then quit for 2 months, and now I just quit. Yeah, Meta, you've picked up another game, right? You picked up 7 Deadly Sins. And that's the thing, is like, I know a lot of you guys see me playing Apex, right? And that's because I get tired of the grindiness of this game. Yes, there's a grindiness to Apex, right? You're grinding levels of the battle pass, or you're grinding to get up to that next rank. Not unless you're me. Me, I'm grinding to get levels in the battle pass. But that grind is fun for me. Things like this where the real grindy aspect of this is like arena and stuff like that. It's a lot to take in, right? Yeah, exactly. This, what up, Nevis? Exactly, Devious, exactly. And so that's the thing, right? Is like, you get sucked in, when you start to get bored of a game, or it is no longer fun for you, that's when you need to look at it and say, like, maybe I should take a step back, right? Maybe I should take a step back. I'm usually on for about 2 hours, bed night, usually about 2 hours. But that's when you're like, I need to take a little bit of a step back and reassess what I'm doing in this game. Like, I know Captain Bay, he's been allianceless now for what, 2 months? 2 months? What up, Wolf? People getting shitty champs after hard work is BS. Unavoidable damage that you have to dedicate serious time or money to get through isn't fun. Right. And that leads me to like the stuff with like, you know, you got the nodes, and I understand some nodes, right? Some nodes are designed and some nodes are fun, right? There are some nodes that you're just like, this is kind of a cool interaction. And then there are other nodes where it's just BS, right? What's up, Carlos? I wouldn't call it a burnout, but see what happened was. No. Hey, Wolf, we'll do them soon. Fret not. What up, Derek? I thought it was just me for last month and a bit now, and just seeing how I can't pass where I'm at now. So that's the thing too, right? People, you guys run into things. Sometimes you run into a paywall, right? Or something like that. Whoa, Pep 1000 coming in with the $10. Thank you so much, Pep, for the $10. And let me get the donator updated here. Let me get you on the board. And Pep, you are the king of CandyLand. What color would you like the background to be? Let me guess. Red. I'm saying red. I'm thinking you're gonna want it red. Is my widget not gonna work? Is nothing working in OBS today? Are my lights even not gonna work? There we go. I knew it, Pep. I knew it. There's the dancing Chevy. And thank you again, Pep, for the $10. I appreciate it. All right, Devious, I will. Nodes you can figure out. The puzzle two are fun. There are multiple solutions. Other nodes are craptastic, and they know they don't care. Right, like, there are certain ones that you just kind of look at, and you're like, really? Right? I don't think it's gonna come to an end, Zach H. I really don't. What I think is going to happen is there's gonna be kind of like a fallout, right? Is you're gonna have people slowly, unless things change, what up, Sean Matthews? Unless things change, you're gonna get this trickle down effect, right? Where it starts with like it starts with like the highest YouTubers, right? So you got Seaton taking a step back, and then you've got people who are like, all right, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. So then you have other people starting to take a step back due to some of the stuff that is happening in the game, right? And it's just kind of one of those things where it's hard to get past, right? It's hard to get past. I had a burnout. I did have a burnout, Carlos. I had a burnout when I was doing map 7, which is why I don't run map 7 anymore. I mean, I would like to, just for, you know, the rewards for it. But in order to run that, there are alliances that run the platinum wars that go along with it, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to run platinum level wars. I just don't like war. War is not fun to me anymore. War was fun for me in the beginning, and then you had like some of these defense tactics introduced, and you've had like this flow. Like, screw that, right? So it's things like, and the rewards for war to me aren't really worth it, right? If I'm gonna invest my time in something, I'm gonna invest it in something like map 7. What's up, Michelle? Cowboy? So that's what I would invest my time in. Yeah, Pep, I mean, like, yeah, Pep's been in and out a few times, right? Pep's been in and out a few times. The beta is horrible to me, at least. They made it like 6.4 and nobody complained, so they made it pay to win content continuation. So, Derek, I know you saw it because I saw your comment, but I did put out a video. Yes, meta with the kitties! Meta with the kitties! Emotes feels good, man. So, like, the way I look at the 7.1 beta is all of the worst aspects of Act 6 injected with steroids. That's kind of how I look at the Act 7 beta, which is not a good test run. Think about like the variants and stuff, right? Like exactly Ballet Fun, or Ballet Boy. I just called you Ballet Fun. I'm sorry. Think of like all the fun content, like the variants. Like with the exception of variant 1, I love the variants. I think they're fun. It allows you to use a diverse roster, right? Like you can use a ton of champs that you may not normally use, right? Especially in variant 4, when you're busting out your 1, 2, and 3 stars and 4 stars, because let's face it, in endgame content, 4 stars are obsolete. 4 stars are obsolete. What up, crispy toasty boy? Energy refills and revives, but the only way Kabam will consider changing is if the whales boycott the game or something. Well, the way I look at that, crispy toasty boy, is they're never gonna change energy refills, right? Because the whole point is then you can go in and do arena, right? Or you can spend the units to get the energy refills, or you can just grind arena until Kingdom Come, until your energy refills. So there's something like that, right? What's up, Dakota? Jiggy Money. Het, calm before the storm, not the mutant one. I like it, Het. Let's see. I feel there should be different acts. Act 1, only 1 stars, Act 2, 2 stars, and so on and so forth. So Jiggy Money, I kind of thought something like that. That's kind of what I wanted to see, was I wanted to see a variant 4 situation for Act 7, right? It's supposed to be kind of like a rebirth. It's a new story to be told. So I feel like something like that could have easily have been accomplished, right? We could have got some really cool fun stuff. We could have had fights, like, as much as I might have internally raged with the Grandmaster fight in 6.4, I loved that fight. What up, CB? What up, CB? I loved that fight. I thought that was such like a coolly designed fight, and it allowed you, because, like, think about it. His attack wasn't anything, right? The Grandmaster's attack, he's Winter Soldier. He's Winter Soldier with some, like, cool mechanics and stuff. But you could, with a ton of health, right? Like, 10 million health, right? But it was so cool because it allowed you to go in with, like, a bunch of different champs and, you know, try them out, see which ones work. Not all of them worked the best, but rage was mostly external. You're thinking about the Aegon grind. It was Dakota. It was. And what up, Donnie? How you doing, Donnie? Kabam is just thinking about the money. Why didn't they make a spring cleanup for free-to-play players? I get the spring cleanup. I get that was kind of like a deal for the pay-to-play. I do understand that. It kind of sucks that it is that way, but I'm in the beta, did one path, and that's it. Not even wasting my time with it. Hope they learn their lesson. I really love this game. It is a lot of fun. Icarus thing is ridiculous. Plus, his nice bug was gross. But that Sabretooth with whatever new node plus aspect of war, it was terrible. Right. So, Pep, that we need unblockable Barnsey. Why? Alex Ryder, I don't know what's going on with Restream Bot. Yeah, guys, just a little heads up. Restream Bot is kind of doing something goofy. Who knows what? But yeah, so that Sabretooth, right, with Icarus, or not with Icarus, excuse me, with Mercy and aspect of war, that's definitely not a fun node, right? And I did hear that well, Taz said that he went in with Nebula and just shock and special 2 all day. But like, if you look at, and I saw someone did, after I posted the video, I saw someone went in there and cleared it with an Archangel. But even still, right, that's not a lot of counters. And the fact that if you think about it, the perfect counter for it is probably Red Guardian. What does that say? What does that say? Wow, Nemus, really? I had to put you in timeout just for that. Right, and that's another thing, Taz, right? The Claire with Icarus and EMP modification was Luke Cage. She nullified all my furies so I could only deal damage through a special one, which is terrible. That, like, shouldn't be a thing. I didn't make it that far. Can Warlock do it? But yes, Katie, this is a theme. It is a theme, right? It is a theme. Omega is best for auto fight. Omega's, I think, hemmed up. I think I've got Omega hemmed up. Sim Supreme worked as well. Nice, Seahawk. I don't have a Sim Supreme, so unfortunately wouldn't be able to try that. But yeah, like, it's just things like that, right? That it makes it frustrating in the game. It definitely makes it frustrating in the game when you're trying to, you know, complete the content to get the rewards and stuff. So, Nemus, did you try it? What up, Colin? Momo, how you doing? I completed 6.1 with my only 2 455s and 1 345. Since then, I haven't logged into the game yet. Now I understand why people are getting burned out on endgame content. That's true, right? People are getting burned out because it's requiring us to rank up a bunch of champs that we may never use again, right? I mean, think about it. If there's a node that's going to require you to rank up some obscure, probably later, Momo, some obscure champ, are you really going to want to do that, right? Are you going to want to waste rank up materials on a champ that you're literally going to use for one fight? Are you going to do it? Tell me, yes or no? I mean, in all actuality, we probably are, right? To get through that fight. Because it's either use the rank up materials or use units to buy pots and revives. What up, William Lind? Low plus Zen Master. Derek, I think I remember what you're talking about, to be honest. Act 7 is the love child of Act 4 pass and of Act 4 pass and Act 6 non-interactive nodes. If I need to rank up the champ to get that far, yeah, exactly. Like, we're gonna do it, right? We may not want to do it, but we're gonna do it, right? Monthly event quest rewards need to be upgraded. Kabam said they don't want players to progress at a faster way, but the game is gearing towards 6 stars. Exactly, dude. Suckman. Sukman? Sukman. I feel like that is Sukman. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but you basically hit the nail on the head right there with that comment, because I feel the same way, right? I feel like Kabam is dropping content faster than we have the chance to upgrade or to complete it without using a ton of resources, right? Right? Like, I kind of feel like it's kind of like not a cool thing to do if you're gonna release content with a node where you haven't quite released like the best counter for it. What up, Jam the man? DJ Killers. Are they going to design Act 7 around new champs? That is a bad move. They kind of are already, if you think about it. They kind of already have. They did it with Act 6. So, the sudden urge to start 6.2, A-Wolf, like, go for it. I mean, I'm never gonna tell you to, like, complete content, right? I'm never gonna say that. If you want to complete the content, do it. Do it. I mean, I do it. I do it all the time. I'm not, like, the best when it comes to jumping in content right away, because I like to kind of sit there and look over what is going on, right? Because there could be stuff going on that I don't have counters for, and I don't want to just run in all willy-nilly and blind. OG Cap was just an example. Well, and that's it. So Alex, that brings me to like a point that I made in a video, right? Is that if Red Guardian, who is essentially the Soviet Captain America, if he has all of these cool abilities, why are some of the OG champs falling short? Why not, instead of releasing 2 new champs a month, release 1 new champ and buff an old one? Instead of this like process that we're going through now, right? Where, you know, every so often we get a poll in the community where we pick a champ that we want to buff, right? The community votes, which I do like that. Don't get me wrong. I do like that aspect, but I also would like the fact that we get 1 new champ a month and we get a buffed up old champ, because the older champs need it, right? OG Cap, for example, he's one of them. He should have similar abilities to what Red Guardian has. So the fact that we're getting these awesome new champs and some of the older champs are still falling along the wayside and some of them are getting buffed, while the old champs getting buffed is nice, but I would rather have 1 new champ plus 1 old champ buffed. Magneto needs it bad. Magneto needs it bad. Groot needs it bad. Iron Package needs it bad. Cap World War II. So yeah, William Lind, back in the day, Cap World War II ruled the roost, right? Cap World War II ruled the science class back in the day. So, but like if he could get some new abilities, him, OG Cap, if they could make him like along the lines of, you know, what the newer champs are coming out to be, I think that would be a huge step in the right direction. Yeah, hopefully. So Hulkbuster's cool, right? Hulkbuster's, what are you talking about? Magneto Special 2 does 10k damage. Magneto still needs a buff, man. Momo, he needs it. So, low plus, Doctor Strange has been nerfed 3 or 4 times? I think it is. I think Doctor Strange has been nerfed 3 or 4 times. And the fact that we don't have a 5-star Scarlet Witch, I don't agree with. I think it's time that we get her. It's one of those things, Spidey. It's one of those things. What about Deadpool X-Force getting a buff? Yeah, he's another one that could use it, right? He's another one. But like, they need to ramp up the attack damage of all the meme tiers. They could do that, right? That would be a big help. But like, I'm not just talking about damage, right? Because it's not always about damage, Pavesh. Because you can only go so far with just damage dealing champs. They need to have some sort of utility, right? Renato, 100%. What is Meta doing over on YouTube? Is he allowed here? I mean, technically he is, because he's a mod, right? He's a mod. And for some reason, Restream just didn't want to get out of bed and go to work this morning. I don't know. Well, and so that's the thing though, Nemus, right? Is not every champ has to be beyond God tier. Look at the new Black Widow Deadly Origins, for example, right? She's a new champ, just came out, and I still say that OG Black Widow is better, right? I still say OG Black Widow is better. I feel like the new Black Widow Deadly Origins still kind of falls in the middle of the pack. So it's not that they have to release God tier champs. I'm not saying that. I don't think every champ should be God tier. I'm just saying that some of the older champs need small tweaks to them to make them more useful in the game. What about Symbiote Spidey? Symbiote Spidey's not terrible, right? You've got the evade off of the specials, which some of the champs have now, right? Black Widow Deadly Origins being one of them, Stealthy being another one, right? He gets the evade refreshed after the special one, and he's got one hell of a special too. I have started to know that, Low Plus. I have started to know that. Command Mike said that Scarlet Witch is so overpowered and will destroy the contest pretty easy, and that's why she is not available as a 5 or a 6 star. I can see both sides of the argument here with that, Jesus, right? I can see both sides of the argument with that. But at the same point in time, when you have champions like Ghost and you have champions like Corvus and Aegon, it's kind of hard to see that side of the argument. Now, if you look at RNG, if she gets the good RNG, yeah, she'll be kind of like a bear, right? But if she gets bad RNG, which sometimes happens because Scarlet Witch is pretty dependent upon RNG, then it's not so much, right? What up, Maladar? Hey man, how you doing? The way that you're increasing the attack rating of champs in Act 6 and beyond shows lack of ingenuity on how to make the contest interesting. And that's just it, Maz, is I feel like when they're trying to come up with nodes to counter specific champs, like Ghost, like Aegon, like Corvus, like Quake, right? There are simple nodes that they can do that can counter them and still allow for a good portion of your roster to be used and still make the nodes like kind of cool and fun and interactive, but interactive in a good way. But I kind of feel like with the way that Act 7 is going and the way that Act 6 has been, that there's a line that's been crossed where it's like not part of the fun anymore, because now it's limiting your roster to like like maybe it's excluding 90% or more of your roster. It's excluding like 90% of your roster. So there's a line, and instead of staying on like this side of the line, they crossed it, right? That's just kind of how I feel about it. Was hoping to find some tax help in your chat here, Maladar. What up, Jeremy? Back in the block team days, they took it away, so attack did not have to get ridiculous, but there were, yeah, but here we are with ridiculous attack, exactly. Apart from the Rifts, contest seems so dry, especially for Endgame players. Monthly EQ is not enough. Exactly, Pavish. Monthly event quest is just not enough when it comes to ranking up those champs, right? Which means that when it comes to endgame players, we need something else, right? We need that Cavalier difficulty to allow us to get resources to rank 3 or 6 stars. What, Meta? What up, Dr. Pepsi? Pulling off a boycott is pretty hard to do. What up, Verge? Dr. Pepsi, so... God tier means champs that can help endgame content like Ghost? Not necessarily. God tier, I have a so everyone kind of has a different definition of God tier, Alex, right? I consider most God tier champs OP. Like, to me, there is not yet a God tier champ. There is only going to be one, right? And that's going to surpass everything. So, and to me, that champ does not exist yet, while I find like different layers of champs. So, to me, my tier list is different than Seaton's tier list, or you know, or Killabeezy's tier list, or Rich the Man's tier list. My tier list is different because everyone has a different idea of what an OP champ is in their mind. While it's all very similar, there are discrepancies. So that's kind of like how I look at it. After participating in the Act 7 beta, I will be not pushing through Act 7. It's just not fun. Seems like an extension of Act 6 BS. And I feel the same way, Metal Maniac. I feel the same way. I feel like there are nodes in there. Like, I just don't feel like it's going to be a fun thing to do. Seaton taking a break from the game should worry the developers, if arguably. The most visible and followed player of the game is stepping back because the game is boring. They need to listen. And that's what I kind of mentioned before, Nerdist Kingdom. What up, Ace? Is that it's a trickle-down effect, right? It's a trickle-down effect. Now, it's not going to be the end of the game. You'll still get new players. There'll still be people like me who'll still play the game, right? But you'll have people taking a step back. And I really hope that, like, Kabam takes every bit of feedback that we have given them about the Act 7 beta. Yeah, he's just taking a break, right? Or he's not taking a break, he's taking a step back, right? So he's not in an alliance right now, which we've all done that, or most of us have done that. So well, and that's the thing, Abdur, is like their Quake not face blocking is pretty god tier. If you can play Quake, right? Unless you face block like me. So that's the thing, is this game is so RNG dependent, but we need a better way to target champs, right? So if Kabam is going to continue down this line of champion specific fights, which is, if that's how they want to do it, then, and we can't change their minds, then so be it. But there needs to be a better way for us to target those specific champions. And that can be through like a variety of different means. So, you know, one is introduce a new crystal system, right? And I've said this before, is like you could have a year crystal or you could have a class crystal and make it as much, you can make it as much as a featured crystal. I can guarantee you people would still go for it, right? So let's say it's a year crystal, right? And let's say if you don't have the sigil, it costs as much as or even if you do have the sigil, right? It costs as much as a featured crystal, a featured 5-star crystal. Then that's a good way to target a champ. So let's say you want Aegon, right? So you're like, I'm gonna buy, you know, the year crystal that Aegon was in. And that gives you a better way to target a champ that you want, because only champions from that year would be in that crystal. Or let's say you're like, all right, look, I've got a bunch of mutant T4C expiring, right? But I'm not sure if I have any noteworthy mutants to rank up. Oh, here's a mutant crystal. Maybe I can pull a good mutant out of this mutant crystal, right? So that's like a better way. Thank you, Alex, for the host over on Twitch. That's a better way for you to target a champ, right? Rotating class-based 5-star crystal containing all champs of that class every day except Sunday. I like that, Abdur. Or even, you know, how we have Mutant Monday and Skill Tuesday and Science Wednesday. So have the featured class on that day, right? You could even do it that way so that you know, all right, here, I'm going to try to go for that Aegon and it is Tuesday. So I'm going to open up this featured skill crystal to try to get an Aegon out of here. Or, you know, it's what? Cosmic Friday. I'm going to try to open up this cosmic crystal for a Captain Sparkles. So that's just kind of like how I like feel about it. Oh, Sergeant Bourne, thank you so much for the $10 and let me add you up here. So I'm just gonna add you up here with Pep. But thank you, Sergeant Bourne, for the $10. I appreciate that, fam. For all the candy on CandyLand. Thank you, Sergeant Bourne. What's up, Ruben? Try hard. Well, thank you. Yeah, I feel like we need a better way, right, to target champs. Dang, meta. Oh, thank you, Mark. So Tanner, Seton didn't quit, right? Let's get that right out there, right? He's not quitting.
SGT Born donated $1 for all the candy on CandyLand.
And thank you again, Sergeant Bourne. I appreciate that. What up, Simula? Seton didn't actually quit, right? He left Omni and he's just kind of taking a step back, which is understandable, right? It's understandable. We need a Gotta Get Down Friday. I mean, I understand, William. I understand, right? But it's just like, you know, we're trying to get like ways that we could make it better, right? Because, you know, you can criticize a company all you want, but we need to give them something, some kind of...
SGT Born donated $1 for all the good suggestions for yearly featured crystals.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant Bourne, for the $5. I appreciate that, fam. And Sergeant Bourne, that makes you the king of Candyland. So what color would you like the background to be? And you have dethroned Pep 1000. But thank you so much, Sergeant Bourne. I can't talk. For the $5, I appreciate that. Agree, if you don't have the right champs, it's pretty hard to get it done. Stealth and Sentinel were actual MVP for most of the quest. Rewards were so underwhelming. 5k 5-star shards and 2k 6-star shards. What up, Legacy? Oh, thank you, Dakota. Yes, if you guys haven't already done so, please remember to hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Red and blue, you got it, Sergeant Bourne. So that's the thing too, is like, think of it this way, right? Is you guys have seen all of my PHC shards, right? You guys have seen that. Got a ton, right? I've got over 1 million PHC shards. What am I gonna do with that? Am I really gonna take the time to open all of those crystals? No, because that's a long time. I've done it before. I've opened up 700 PHC crystals to kind of check drop rates. So, but what does that give endgame players? Nothing. Oh, thank you, Sergeant Bourne.
SGT Born donated $1 for being Katy Candy Lollipop first place medal trophy sports medal.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant Bourne, for the $5. I appreciate that. And I love the little emotes. Those are so fun. Those are so fun. But, so what was I gonna say? Oh, rewards, right? Like, if Kabam is making content geared towards rank 3 6-stars and soon to, yeah, but Nemus, if I don't have a champ that I want to rank up, right, then the ISO is going to sit in my overflow and it's going to expire, which means I'm going to sell it, right? So, and the shards, here's the thing though, Nemus, shards are good and all, but when you're getting to the end game content, 5-star shards, really giving 4-star shards to dupe the force that, you know, dupe 4 stars that give 5-star shards. 5 stars don't really mean much anymore, right? Because you're gearing towards rank 3ing a 6-star. So in that aspect, it's fine and dandy, but it's really not what is pushing forward in the game. Right. So it's just kind of like at that point in time, like if you think about it, a lot of the alliances now are looking at, they're not even looking at the prestige of 5 stars, right? They're focusing on rank 3ing 6 stars. What up, get a life? So it's a catch-22. It is, Taz. It is a catch-22. Bernsey, you just realized I was on auto fight? Why does the Kabam give us Nexus crystals based on what act we are on, but only for acts 2 through 6, a 1-star Nexus crystal is stupid? I guess that's their way of maybe trying. I don't know, Bernsey, or Alex, I'm not sure. They could make a glory crystal once you end AQ that they give you, lets you say 5 or 3 crystals that can give you a jackpot of 1,000 glory, 1,000 or 100 runes.
SGT Born donated $1 for interrupting your train of thought. I smile.
Thank you, Sergeant Bourne, for the $2, man. I appreciate that. A lot of crystals are outdated. Quest crystals, they are, Abdur. I completely agree. They need to improve crystals in free-to-play players. I'd open up a Nexus crystal still missing that Hawkeye. Simula. But yeah, so they just need to like make it so that when you're at that level, that getting the resources required to rank 3 a 6-star is easier, right? So that's why we need the Cavalier difficulty. We needed that like yesterday, right? Like when 6.3 was dropped was when a Cavalier EQ should have been dropped in the game, and yet here we are, Act 7 beta, and still no Cavalier difficulty. So, like, it's things like that we need, right? And I would love to see, you know, another tier level of the variants, because I love the variants, right? They're so much fun. You get to use like a variety of your champions. Thank you, Infidelis, for following me over on Twitch. Yeah, a few months ago, yesterday, whatever, Divas, potato. But like, and another another tier of the variants would be so much fun, right? Make it like on the level of 6.1 difficult, right? You could make it on that level in order to offer those rewards. That's what we need. Oh, for sure, Burnsy. Kabam should give all players a 1-star Hulk for free for variant 4 to be nice. That doesn't happen. We really need a better way to target a champion. Imagine choose your own champion crystal, 24 different champs of your choice in a crystal. So I really liked the choose your champ arena. I loved that arena. I wish they would bring that back because that's a really good way to target a champ, right? That's how I got Thing. So I thought that was a fun arena to go for, but again, you are using, you know, you're spending 3 days of your life grinding an arena for a champ that you could potentially miss on, right? And been there, done that. So, you know, it's one of those things, but like I said, with targeting your champs, I would love like a year crystal, right? Or just to be in there, or just a class crystal. So, you know, every Monday is the mutant featured crystal where it's 15,000 shards, or, you know, for a mutant champ, or, you know, if you have the sigil, then it's 11,000 shards for a mutant crystal. Champ acquisition is just awful. I have 2 T5CC and 2 6-star gems I can't use because it's impossible to pull a good 6-star right now. A new 6-star isn't fun or exciting anymore. Exactly, and that brings me to this point, right? Is they're releasing content that, you know, is meant for a specific a specific rank of a champ or a specific counter. And you don't have those yet. We either don't have the counter yet, or you're like me and you don't have a single rank 3 6-star. So it's just kind of like one of those things. Alberto, it depends, right? It depends on if you want to put up the points quick or you want to put them up cheaply. Because it's cheaper to refresh a boosted 5-star than it is to refresh a 6-star, but you get the best unit value out of refreshing a boosted 4-star. What up, Bark? What about HQ Sean being first again? It's one of those things, right? It's one of those things. End of 2017 4-star voted crystal pull was pretty cool for $1. Yeah, like, I'd be down. The 100 6-star shards path and epic rift annoy me so much. Why not make it 1,000 at least? So William, that's why I really liked, what was it? The Mole Man expeditions or whatever they were, right? 0 energy and you got decent rewards out of it. Like you could go in and do it while you were waiting for your energy to refresh if you didn't want to do arena. That's right, Brownie. That's right. You're sitting with only 1 6-star now? Who is it, Legacy? What up, MCOC Maniac? Debug Nastics, are you gonna be nice now, or are you gonna need to go back out in a timeout? The worst part about rank 3 6-star is how you really have no control at all over which of the 6 classes you get to take up. Right, Taz? So Taz, ow, I just bit my tongue. So Taz, you can probably answer this best. You, Maladar, and everyone else in here who has, you know, who's completed the Abyss, who has a rank 3 6-star, right? Is like, it's a T5 selector, right? So you gotta know what T5 you want. What up, Dark Abyss? So like you have to know what you're looking to, what you're going into. So we quitting too? No, we're not quitting, Fark. We're not quitting. It's gonna be interesting, Hyper Shatter. It's definitely gonna be interesting. What up, Queen? Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. I saw your post in the Discord. Queen was all fired up in the Discord, guys. Queen had it. Queen had just about had enough. What's up, Arjun? No, I'm not quitting. I'm an intermediate player who has done variant 4 completion. In order to get back revives, I need to do arena. I hate doing arena. It's boring. And that's the thing, right? MCOC Maniac, and I haven't put out the video yet to this, but it'll be dropping tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Is the whole deathmatch thing, right? Because that shouldn't exist in the game, right? Deathmatches shouldn't exist in arena. If it says that, yeah, it wasn't terrible, Burnsy, the Mole Man side event quest. You'd use 0 energy. If it says that I can use my 6, 5, and 4 stars in the arena, I should be able to use any rank of those and not lose the streak. Well, you gotta think about your words sometimes, Debug. I thought today was Friday. It's Friday for Fart. It's Friday for Fart. And Abdur, that would have been, right? Incursions would have been a great way to get a specific champ. That would have been a really cool way to do it. Now, technically, you can with your incursion crystals, right? But I feel like there shouldn't be a limit on how many of those you can open, right, in a run. So like, if I open, let's just go on the topic with Aegon, right? Why not stick with Aegon? Pavarius! What's up, Pavarius? How are you doing, fam? I see you, Pavarius, with your shiny wrench. So let's say I open up the Aegon. Oh, I didn't even know what the dual target was. Cool beans. So let's say that I go for the Aegon Incursion Crystal and I don't pull Aegon. Then I should be able to, as soon as I get enough artifacts, go back in and open up that Aegon Crystal, right? Right, because that's a way to target champs. Yeah, exactly, Ace. That does really show how out of touch. What up, Kiwi? This is quarantine every day. Uncle Diablo was the target? Oh yeah. Oh, I did just fight Diablo, didn't I? I just wish they revamped Arena a huge amount. I just don't feel motivated to do Arena. And so here's the thing too, MCOC Maniac. For the 5-star featured Arena, I would love for them not to offer PHC shards anymore, man. Like, I'm over that. MCOC needs color-based text. Fun fact, Burnsy, I know how to do that now too. So, They flat out said they don't want us targeting champs though. I know, which is terrible, right? Because how are we, okay, if they make champion specific fights, how are we supposed to obtain that champion without being able to target it, or open up a ton of crystals for the champ, or spend 3 days of our life with the potential to miss in the arena? So that's just kind of like how I feel about it. There should be a way to work like really hard for a Awakening Gem from incursions. I'd rather get that than any chance for an Aegon, Doom, etc. Taz, that's such a good idea. Or even say you make it to room 25 in incursions. Give a percentage of a T5 class catalyst selector. Do it, because getting to room 25 is not an easy task, right? So why not reward the player who gets through the hardest difficulty of incursion with the best reward? I think that would be a good way too to keep players interested in incursions, because I have a feeling that while people are still liking incursions now, I feel like it's gonna start to like teeter down. What's up, Sean Benitez? Game economy. Facts, Odenek. Hashtag save for Blade. Hashtag save for Blade. Hardest incursions in the game. So yeah, so if you make it and you clear room 25, right? You beat zone 25. Give a percentage of a T5 class catalyst selector. Do it. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. It can be like 15%, right? It can be 15%, but that's still a percentage. So why not do it? Read the whole comment. So they say don't target champs, yet we still do. We can't say that content shouldn't target certain champs when we all hunt champs. We do all hunt champs, don't we? We do. We do. Hypershotter, Seaton is not gone. He is just taking a little bit of a step back. Is all. Kabam needs to stop. I would spend 100k shards or even artifacts to choose a ghost. I've been hunting for her for nearly 2 years and I need her. Give me the ability to get her and clear your BS content. And that's the thing too, Ballet Boy, right? It's not like Ghost is an easy champ to play. It's not like she's a punch, punch, punch launcher special, right? There's a skill in playing Ghost. So I feel like that, yeah, it's just things like that. Hashtag get in the pool. Blade is not a terrible champ. Incursions are fun when they are reset. The last 2-3 runs are boring. Park and I only did 5 rooms for artifacts. Yeah, Burnsy. Like I go through, I clear zone 8, right? And then that's it. And then I'm done. Maybe he wouldn't be so bored. Instead of finishing all content as soon as it drops, he went about it like BG and took his time. But that's the thing though, Nizari, is like people like KT and Seaton, they have the roster to do it and they have the dedication to do it, right? I feel like BG studies what content is being dropped, right? He kind of goes about it maybe in a more better way than I do. But he looks at the content and looks to see who the best champs are for completing it and that sort of thing and kind of like studies it. Now, I'm not saying that KT and Seaton don't, because I'm sure they do, right? But I feel like they just, if they have the roster to do it, they want to do it. And plus, that gets the content out there. Think about it, right? If those guys didn't go in and do it right away, then would you be able to, would people like me be able to look at it and say, okay, I need to wait to do this, or, oh yeah, I can jump in there, no problem, right? It's kind of one of those double-edged swords. Yeah, exactly, Kiwi. There is a skill in all the top tier champs. Ghost and Quake takes skill. Doom takes time learning his rotation. That's exactly right. So, and that's the other thing too, is like, some of these new champs, I feel like there's a lot going on with them, right? Specifically in rotation. So even like Storm Pyramid X, right? She needs a rotation of specials. Black Widow, the new Black Widow, she absolutely needs a rotation of specials, even though the sabotage debuff is kind of neither here nor there. I was really hoping for like a crit failure type mechanic with her when it came to the sabotage debuff, and that's clearly not existent. So Red Skull's not terrible though, Lily. Red Skull's not terrible. He just doesn't hit very hard. Yeah, exactly, Abdur. And everyone approaches the game differently, right? So, and it's to each their own. Yeah, MCOC Maniac. And that's just it. Is like, this content is being released with maybe 1 or 2 specific counters. 1 or 2 specific counters in the game at this moment, or barely in this game, right? Red Guardian, he's not even released yet. So, and really, we don't know how well his mechanic is gonna work, to be honest. So it's kind of like one of those things. Fark. New champs need to chill the fark out with their novel long ability description. You know how many times I have to reread stuff before I like go in there and play with a champ? A lot. For uncollected monthly event quests, I don't like the spoiling the fight because everybody goes at it differently with new champs. Exactly, Taz. So, and like, that's why, Taz, I don't know, like, that's why when I do my, emergency, that's why when I put out like my uncollected bosses fights, I try to do it with a bunch of different counters because not everyone is going to go at it with the same champ. And lately, the way uncollected event quests have been, you can go in there with 4 stars. I feel like the solution might be a 12.0 level sweeping change, but not to nerf 2 to 3 champs, but to raise the level of 140. I completely agree. So here's the thing, like a lot of people say 12.0 sucked, and at the time it did. But 12.0 really kind of helped out the state of the game. But the way the game is going, I agree. I agree, Sidila. Like, something like that needs to be done, man. Exactly, Kiwi. You can only rank up 1-star, 6-star champion to rank 4. Which one would you all do? I think that's a very different question to answer, because not all of us would potentially rank up the same one. If they don't want people to target, then they shouldn't create content that requires 1 to 2 certain champs or wallet. Exactly. And that's the kind of the double-edged sword that they're dealing with, right? Is that they say not to target champs, that they don't want us targeting champs, but then they're gonna release content that requires us to have a specific champ. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Legacy, who reads nodes, right? Who reads nodes? And this is getting bad when Seaton, the undisputed face of YouTube for this game, basically says the game has lost all hope for him. Kabam must change their ways fast or MCOC will become extinct. So Tim Ting, I don't think it's necessarily going to become extinct. I just feel like that there's going to be a drop-off of people and a kind of trickle-down effect of people not wanting to play anymore. It's a coin that goes both ways. Exactly, Nemus. It's contradicting statements. I think that Kabam also doesn't have a lot of fault on the content. The main purpose is for the mid players. So when a high god slayer with a lot of 6-star at rank 3, they find it boring. That could be it. That could be it. Yo, June. I just curled it today. I busted out the curling iron instead of the flat iron. Mike said incursions took 10 months. They're slightly better dungeons that aren't worth doing after the first one. And that's kind of how what makes me sad about incursions, because I really enjoy doing incursions. I think they're fun, right? But yeah. Don't leave the game, Katie. We need your videos. Oh, Kaliga, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Don't worry. I feel like they really need to rush that Cavalier difficulty and give T5 class Catalyst or 6 stars or something. Random dude. Exactly. We needed the Cavalier difficulty like yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean like when 6.3 dropped. So for us not to have that out yet, I think is kind of not so much a slap in the face, but it's just like one of those things, because the Cavalier difficulty, let's face it, uncollected right now for endgame players, the rewards for it aren't worth it to do, right? They're not worth it. They're not worth it to do, because like, let's look. Get this offer out of my face, all right? Let's, yeah, exactly. The uncollected isn't enough for endgame players, because, right, let's look at it, right? View rewards, which we all know what the rewards are, but just a, refresher. Is that really worth it for endgame players? I say, no, it's not, right? A Cavalier difficulty, I feel like would be more enticing, so to speak, and it would keep players going, right? Make it on the level of like, it doesn't have to be crazy difficult. It could be on the level of like 6.1 difficulty. thing too, work in progress, is like, what if someone doesn't want to deal with some of the BS that goes along with war, right? What if someone doesn't want to deal with flow tactics or some of the other defense tactics that are there, right? What if you don't want to do that? What if you're like, no, I would rather do map 7. But even then, like, even then, Scene said, like, it's not worth it for him to do it. You know what I mean? Oh, Brownie. Yeah. You get units in every other difficulty except Uncollected. It's always been like that, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. Waiting to complete content doesn't work for those looking to stay in high tier alliances. BG won't have the prestige to join 4 Loki again until he 100% Act 6 and AOL if he gets lucky. Exactly, Ragamuffin. Because that's the thing too, right? And maybe someone like Taz or someone in a high tier alliance can answer this. But it seems to me like 5-star prestige has gone along the wayside with rank 3 6 stars. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? Because I'm not in that boat. But that's just how it seems to me. What's up, Cam? How you doing, Cam? I mean, Bazinga, I assume it's gonna come that way. Now, I don't necessarily think it's gonna work. Boycotts are very hard to organize, and I don't necessarily think it's gonna come to fruition. Or they could make a Seton difficulty. Just got a deathmatch. Oof. At some point, we used to get a fully formed T4B from Uncollected, but now we don't. They changed it when they made it a little easier. Did they really? I think I've just always formed T4B, Momo, that I haven't paid attention to that. Oh yeah, Cam. Cam, I'm sorry. I saw your post on Twitter, man. How fitting of you to join this discussion. Easy, normal, difficult, epic, Uncollected, and Seton. A-Wolf, oh, you're on the 6.2 Mr. Sinister fight? Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I used Gulk. What post? Who? Me? Banana. Exactly, Derek. Exactly. Knowing what Bam, if they make the Cavalier difficulty will be as hard as Chapter 7. I don't think so, Michael Vine. I don't think so, because here's the thing, is I remember, and maybe this will show you how long I've been playing the game, but I felt there was an ebb and a flow to Uncollected difficulties. What's up, Ryan White? Oh, I'll have to take a look at it, Cam. But there was an ebb and a flow to Uncollected difficulty, right? So you would have one really hard one, and then you would have 1 or 2 easy ones, and then you'd have one really hard one, and 1 or 2 easy ones, and it would kind of go along that line. And then all of a sudden, it was easy, 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 easy. Now, some of that could be, you know, we've got more 565 champs, there are better counters, and that sort of thing, but I don't believe that's the case. I just feel like it's just gotten easier and easier. Is Gulk worth rank 5? No, rank 4. Rank 4. Yeah, the jump from Master to Uncollected was insane, especially the last chapter. Yeah, and then it ebbed and flowed, right? It ebbed and flowed. And now it's just like easy, 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 easy. I don't think that's the case, random dude. How do you counter the node where the defender is more likely to activate a special 3? Bring a power control champ. Bring a power control champ. That's how you do it. I think Dorky is the OG and his opinion is valuable and needs to post a video. Look most forwards to him as the leader of us all. I'm really hoping Dave does post something, and I kind of believe he will. For mid-tier players like me who don't have tons of T3 class catalyst, T3 basic, T4 basic, because I spent energy on story and Uncollected and Master EQ, one thing they could do is make these more available. That would let me progress. They could, Ballet Boy, that could. Kabam is hiring like crazy right now. Kabam has 4 active games they maintain, and MCOC is by far the most popular. It is. It really is, June. I don't think they're ruining their cash cow necessarily, June. I think they're kind of I think they overplayed their hand. Is what I think. What up, Triz Time? How you doing, fam? It was Ishmael. Best champ for the collector? OG Daredevil. What up, future predator? You've always been partially bothered by synergies? Why? Why, Melvin D? I see you, Alex. Voodoo's another good one, yeah. Yeah. Yo, Makes! Dude, Makes, I had pizza for dinner too. I had pizza for dinner too. Like 10 minutes before I fired up the stream. What they will do is like 12.0, slowly roll out changes low key. I don't know if they're necessarily gonna do that. But it could be like a good thing for them to do, to be honest. Oh yeah, I do too, random dude. I do too. And I would love, honestly, what I would really like, since like 4 stars, you can't use 4 stars in Act 6 and Act 7, right? So I would honestly really like to see a synergy slot added, right? So it doesn't take up a fighting spot in your team. It's just a synergy slot. So that way, if you have a, 3 or 4 star version of that champion, but you don't have them as a 5 or a 6 star, you can still bring that champion in as just a synergy. And someone brought it up in my chat like a couple days ago. I can't remember when it was, and I can't remember who it was. So if you're in here, I apologize for getting who said it, but they mentioned something about, bringing in a champ just for synergy, a 4 star or a 3 star, and then just having them automatically killed off. And that got me thinking, like, wow, Derek. That got me thinking, like, why not just add a synergy slot, right? You can't use that champion for anything but a synergy. What are the best champs for Variant 2? Large and extra large. Hype, Gladiator Hulk, Venom. You can cheese with Domino Heavy, Flaming Trinity. You can cheese with OG Cap with the heavies. Let's see, who else? Warlock. Warlock's great for that because he's an extra large champ. Yo, Agent X, Fark made you. Fark would never. Would you, Fark? Would you? Would you? Who can take Sinister? I can't rank up my Gulk right now. Warlock can, actually. Warlock can do it too, Wolf. So Black Widow Deadly Origin would be godly with that system? Potentially. I don't know if she'd be godly. She has okay synergies, but, it would help her out a lot. Oh yeah, Doc Ock. Doc Ock is another one. Yeah, for a variant too, for sure. It's disappointing that a company which has so much creative team that loves these characters are doing this. Mr. Fantastic is my favorite champ because of how his character is in the game. And that's another good point, right? Mr. Fantastic is great for that power sting path, right? But he's one of the few champions that is, right? Because you've got Emma, who does it off of her special 1, but all of Emma's damage comes from her special 2, so you really don't want to waste that special 1, right? And then you've got Yellow Jacket as another. So really, you've got 3 counters to that path. Do I think Kabam noticed the videos posted today? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think they did. What's going on, Clint J? It would. But isn't that the point though? Right? Random dude? If story quests are the end all be all though, aren't they supposed to be fun and wanting you to come back to doing them? Let me show you something. This is how much I have done in some of Act 6, right? I don't want to go back in this Mordo chapter because it's not so much the Mordo boss, it's the paths leading up to him. I have more done in the Champion chapter than I do in the Mordo chapter. So aren't story quests supposed to be fun when you're like, okay, I've got resources now to go back in and do this. Not, all right, look, I gotta go get resources so I can go back in and beat this digital trinket, right? Because that's how I kind of feel like things are moving towards. It really is Simula. But then again, you have this chapter, right? You've got the Grandmaster chapter. I loved the Grandmaster fight. I thought that was so well thought out. And like, I don't want to say interactive because I feel like we always use that term. But it was fun, and I might have raged a couple times, right? But I mean, I rage in Apex, sometimes more than I probably should. But you know, this fight here, the Grandmaster fight, was a ton of fun. You compare that to that champion boss fight, and I will fight the Grandmaster 100 times over before I will fight that 6.2.6 champion boss, right? Because it wasn't a BS fight. Who is the 6.4.5 boss? The 6.4.5 boss is, what's his face? It's Adaptoid. Yeah, exactly, Agent X, right? Exactly. The only fun fight. Now, like, the Act 5 fights, you know, the Collector wasn't bad, but that was accomplishing something, right? Because when you beat the Collector, you became uncollected. And it was like, boom, right? I am moving up in this game. So, you know, it's things like that. Just a couple of times she means every fight. That's 100% correct, Momo. But they were the baby Groot rages, right? Exactly, Derek. I will fight this Grandmaster 100 times over before I will fight that 6.2.6 champion boss again. Welcome back, Vidal. Yeah, exactly. Agent X, right? The no retreat path. Hold that L. The rewards aren't worth the hassle. And that's another thing, right? Is like, you look at the rewards and it's kind of like, it should be more, right? Right? Like the rewards for Act 6 should have been more, is kind of how it goes, right? Oh, that's fair, Ben Knight. That's fair. There's nothing more frustrating than having a perfect fight, not taking one single hit, but you die from unavoidable damage. And that's another thing, right? That is what can be so frustrating, MW, is you can have a perfect fight, not take a single hit, potentially be intercepting like a god, and dying from unavoidable damage. And it's like, what is the point, right? When you have unavoidable damage, it sucks because that means that there's really nothing you can do. You can play the best you'll ever play, not take a single hit, not take any block damage. But if it's unavoidable damage, what can you do? A whole lot of nothing. Torch and Nova and Max Sig Namor counter 69% of Act 6. Oh, Clank J, thank you so much for the $2, man. I appreciate that. What's going on, LC? What's going on, LC? Sorry, guys, if I do miss your comments. The chat's kind of going, so what up, the DKM? Rant stream? Not a rant stream. Just kind of like a open discussion, let's call it. Let's call it an open discussion. Yeah, 81k PI Domino and 6.4.5 Raoul. The most annoying thing in game is champs whose Special 1 and Special 2's animations can't be interrupted. You take them in the face and they flow through with their strike. Wait, what?
Clint J donated $1. Look at you sitting there all sexy.
Very true, Taz. And that's what Burnsy said over on Twitch. And I'm so sad that Restream isn't working. So you guys on YouTube can't see what the Twitch chat is saying because they're saying a lot of the same things that you guys are. How about we talk about Crossbones and Mr. Sinister? Chat is triggered today. No joke, Derek. And listen, I love it. Like, I am here for it, gang. I am here for it. What up, Tristan, the Vodka King? Cheers to you, Tristan. By the way, guys, do you like my Thor? You like my Thor glass? There should be 2 tier 3 class catalyst crystals and 1 selector for 100% exploration of Act 6 at least. Wait. Oh yeah, Future Predator. I agree. I absolutely 100% agree. I was like, wait. Then I remembered. Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? Is you want to make content that is geared toward rank 3ing 6 stars, then the reward should be the same, right? What's up, Super King Kong? If you could describe the state of the game through food, what food best describes the state of the game? I'm curious of your opinion. Probably like week old spaghetti, right? Where you're kind of like iffy on it. You're like, should I eat it or should I not? We need to revolt against Kabam, then they will give us a free ultimate crystal. Agent X. If I could add one champ to the game, who would it be right now? Morbius. I mean, there's really not, right? McDonald's looks good in promos, but slowly breaks my heart. I love the free ultimate crystals. That's such a that's so good. That's so good. They did. So yeah, Tristan, they reduced it, right? They reduced it to from 400% to 200%. But it's not just that, right? It's not just the attack, right? It's everything else that goes along with it. It's when you have interactions of nodes that do crazy things, like Mercy and Aspect of War. How are you supposed to parry someone who goes unstoppable after throwing their specials and unblockable after 50 seconds, right? There are, right now, technically speaking, yeah, you could go in there with Archangel as of now, right? But we don't know if Kabam's gonna see that and be like, oh, yeah, his neuros shouldn't be affecting that, right? So it's kind of one of those crazy things. And exactly, random dude, Red Guardian could potentially be literally it for that node. Free ultimates for everyone. Like, thanks guys, I do have 6 stars, but here's a 4-star. You should feel blessed. Damn, Derek. Derek be triggered, and I love it. The future of, Purple Ravioli. The future of Act 7 is imperishable. Take this 2-star Red Guardian to prevent the destruction of the battle realm. Oscillate is such an annoying node. Say goodbye to your block. Oscillate's not terrible though. Oot. Would Sinister work for that? Haven't gotten to him yet. I don't think so, Oot, because it's not just his specials. It's all attacks are unblockable. And I'm pretty sure with Sinister, it's just unblockable specials. You got a Storm for Act 7? Ooh, I'll see. What up, Colin? Yeah, well, that's another thing too, Agent X, is like, Kabam wants us to try to, they want us to stop, they want us to broaden our roster, right? So they want to stop us from using Quake and Ghost and Corvus and Aegon and all those champs, right? But I mean, there are still ways around it, right? But you have to be the best Quake player to do that, right? Like, you got to be able to Quake and Shake. I'm not going to be able to do that Sabretooth fight with Quake. Are you kidding me? I Quake and parry. And not good either. So, I mean, it's kind of like one of those things. To be honest, Purple Ravioli, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you, man. They need to give Iron Fist some new abilities. Taz, you remember when Iron Fist was the man for Legends runs? Remember that? Because I sure do. Quake Nation, rise up. I have the proof proof she can't quake. Thanks, Momo. Oh, Nemus, thank you for the $5. What's up, stroking my saber? Oh, but Nemus, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it, man. Wow, Nemus, that's something.
Nemes Gonzalez donated $5. Kabam out here making 1000 IQ moves. Act 7 looking like a Wagyu A4 cooked to medium rare, fucking delicious. Change my mind 100 legit.
That Sabretooth fight is a war of attrition. Fact. All the rewards are also 2+ years old. My alliance just ranked 6 in Summer Advancement and got like 755 star shards and 254 star shards for 6th highest score. That's embarrassing. And that's the thing, right? That brings me back to a point I made earlier. What are the top tier alliances doing earning PHCs? Tell me. Tell me. What is that doing? Nothing. MCOC chats are amazing. Oh yeah, like Iron Fist was the man back in the day. I remember. What's up, children? I wonder what would take longer, quaking that Sabretooth or quaking Abyss thing. I think Abyss thing. If Kabam stopped being stingy with resources, the community would be more happy. I agree, Odenek. And I think that's kind of the thing, right? Is the resources need to fit the times. And right now, the resources are living in the past. The resources are very much living in 2018, and it is 2020. So Kabam needs to tailor the resources to 2020 instead of 2018. LC. Well, and so this is the thing though, Dr. Pepsi, is when Kabam designs a character, that champion designer, the character that they design, that is their baby, right? For like 2 or 3 months, that is their baby. And so when a champion fails, it's like very heartbreaking to them because they put a lot of time. I talked to a couple of the developers at Comic-Con, right? So when we come out and we say like, so-and-so champion sucks, like they're kind of like, well, shit, you know? So it's very disheartening to them. And I kind of feel bad, not gonna lie. Like when I give a review now, right? Like Black Widow Deadly Origin, I kind of felt bad giving her a 4 out of 10. But I think that's what she deserves. She's the middle of the pack. So, but almost all of their champions have failed this year. They have, random dude, they have. You've got, you got Longshot, who's decent, right? Mojo's not bad. Sorcerer Supreme, and Storm Pyramid X. So you've got 4 champions out of, how many is that? So January, February, March, April. Out of 9 released thus far, you've got basically pretty much like 40%. We're just gonna round it to 40%. 40% of the champions thus far have failed. But here's the thing, Nemus. Not every champion needs to be good, but they don't need to be god tier, right? Like, I'm not saying like any of those are god tier. I'm not saying there is a champ that's god tier, at least not in my eyes, there's not, right? But they need to be able to counter more than one thing in the game, right? So what can Terrax do besides be on defense and a meme champ? He's a Herald of Galactus. He should stand up to more than just that. They lost me after Silver Surfer. And that's another thing too, right, Hugo? Is you've got these characters who a lot of us grew up reading in the comics, right? So we know their capabilities in the comics. And then to see them just like fail in this game is really heartbreaking, right? Because like, I used to love Silver Surfer, right? And all his abilities. And then, you know, here he is. So, Terax is in the bin. I'll know you didn't diss Squirrel Girl. Also, I still have nightmares that Biohazard Regenning Crossbones corners me in a dark alleyway and then mugs me of all my money. Super King Kong. So I don't have Squirrel Girl. I didn't get to test Squirrel Girl, so I can't really speak about Squirrel Girl, right? Who designed Terax? I want to have a long talk with the designer of him. Oh boy. Yeah, exactly, Brad. Sentry should be God tier. Sentry should be OP, and he falls very short. So here's the thing, Jiminy Cricket. I don't think the 12.0 nerf should go away, because as much as like everyone hated 12.0, 12.0 actually was really beneficial for the game. So it's just kind of one of those things, right? What's up, King CJ? I just finished Act 5 and opened a regular 5-star crystal and pulled Rhino, which was right before Corvus. Ooh, then I opened a featured and pulled A-Bomb, which rolled over from a Silver Surfer. Oh no, King CJ, no. Oh no. Who do you have no desire to rank up, Yugo? Who do you have no desire to? Scarlet Witch was overpowered and I wasn't even playing back then. She was. So for most of you who don't know, Scarlet Witch used to be able to smoke Labyrinth. In fact, they had to put a node into Labyrinth to counter her. So, I mean, and that's kind of when, you know, they started putting in nodes to counter champions, really. So we have that today, right? You've got armor break nodes or safeguard to kind of hinder Ghost, right? Or you've got champions, right? You've got champions like Mr. Sinister or Ebony Maw to counter those champs. Rip CJ, Agent X. People realize how bloody absurd the Marvel Comics power creep is. It's great that champs aren't like they are in the comics. She was. Safeguard was meant for Thor. Safeguard was meant for Thor. Exactly. But it kind of translates to Ghost now, right? It translates to Ghost now. Safeguard does. I'm surprised they aren't trying to do more to stop Quake. All they need to do to stop Quake, random dude, is put True Strike. That's all they need to do to stop Quake. Check PayPal. Oh, okay. Let's 1 second here. Give me 1 second here, guys. The top 3 used to be Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, and Black Widow, and OG Thor. Katie over Kabam any day. Aw, thank you, LC. I appreciate that, man. And oh, LC, thank you so much for the 25 bucks. Holy cow, LC. And LC, that puts you in the lead for the King of Candyland. And LC, what color would you like the background to be? And thank you again, LC, for the 25 bucks. I appreciate that, man. Could you imagine if we had a 6-star Scarlet Witch before she got nerfed? It would be epic, man. I would love it. I would love it because the thing with Scarlet Witch is, King CJ, is she needs the dupe and she needs a high sig. So there you have it. Yo, what up, K7? Oh, I'm doing well, K. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by, K. I appreciate that. Yeah, look for the Thor 7/8 one-shot of Winter Soldier. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen it. I was there for it. Let's do yellow. You got it, LC. Yellow it shall be. Maybe. Maybe. Woo! Nope, nope, nope. That's the big clicker. That's the big clicker. Oh, Sergeant Bourne coming in with the 369, which puts Sergeant Bourne in at 2569, beating out LC. So Sergeant Bourne, you are back to being the King of Candyland. What color would you like the background to be? I remember when I thought every new champ was meta, like how regular Gillian Netflix were good champs back in the day. I remember those days.
SGT Born donated $. Maybe next time LC slightly smiling face.
Keep it yellow for LC and 69 is for Mama. All right, Sergeant Born. What's up, Crucial Sun God? I really want Doctor Strange chilling back to what it was. Me too. Clint J, exactly. Every character should be viable in this game. 100% agree. 100% agree. Every character should be viable in this game. But when you have specific counters or specific champs for a node, for a path, for a boss, it's really hard, right? It's really hard. It's really hard. Kiwi. I believe it, Kiwi, with the perfect block team, pre 12.0 and a 3-star Star-Lord. I believe it. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch are irrelevant after their nerfs. I didn't have her at the time, but I just remember how upset people are. So here's the thing. Scarlet Witch isn't irrelevant after the nerf. She's not. The thing that makes her irrelevant, Melvin, is the fact that she's a 4-star. Because 4-stars are obsolete in endgame content. So the fact that she's a 4-star and not available as a 5 or a 6-star is why she is irrelevant. It's not after her 12.0 nerf. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the fact that she's not available as a 5 or a 6-star. Yeah. Scarlet overpowers one of the oldest lies of Kabam Kabam Mike. Is she the best 4-star 550? Of course not. Maybe top 10, just my opinion. I agree, Jenner. So, by the way, love the name. Love the name. Totally cosplayed as her. 2 May 4ths ago? I disagree that every champ should be viable. This game is a casino. Everyone knows that. And just like a casino, we need some bad in there. Not all champs should be good, but most should be good. So, here's the thing, though, is they all should be good at something, right? Even if it's just as a synergy, right? They could have a banging synergy, right? So they would be good at something. So I'm not saying they have to be good at everything in the game, but they need to be good at something. So if they're a bad champ, make them have a good synergy with someone. I agree it is time for a 5-star Scarlet Witch. I agree. I think it is. Juggy, here's the thing though, right? You got Juggy for can't stop, won't stop, potentially, in theory. Not really. And Juggy can put a stagger. But you have champions that can put a better stagger, right? Hood, Sim Supreme, Dr. Doom. All better at placing a stagger than Juggernaut. Not having a 5-star Wolverine is the biggest BS. And that's just it. Like, I could see their argument. I could see their argument maybe before, because his regen would be crazy, right? His regen would be crazy. But here's the thing. We have so many champs now that can reverse heal or heal block that it's not even an issue. You've got Void, you've got Warlock, you've got Mysterio. I mean, you have all of these champs. You've got Guillotine 2099. You've got OG Guillotine. You have all of these champs that can reverse heal or heal block that a 5-star Wolverine, the regen, I don't see the argument for anymore. I really don't. If they can bring a 6-star Wolverine Weapon X, they can have a 5-star OG Wolverine. And that's the thing, Ruben, right? The 6-star Wolverine Weapon X as a Legends prize, I get that, right? I'm all for that. But there needs to be the OG counterpart available. Chris Pratt hasn't been good since 8.2. Terrible 5-star in my opinion. What? What? Burns. I came back to the game after 4 years of not playing just to find bad Guardians of the Galaxy synergies. Oh yeah, Void is great. King CJ. Void is great. And if you have Mr. Fantastic to go with Void, it's even better. Guillotine 2099, that Spectre, her special too, it's amazing. It's amazing. And Warlock's passive heal block is fantastic, right? Because it's a passive. So if their heal can't be reversed and it can't be blocked, guess what? Warlock can do it because it's a passive. What's up, Lemon? Name a time you had to sneak a fight in at work or on a date or at a family dinner. All of the above. Brad P, I've been on a date and been like, 1 second. I gotta move in AQ. Just give me like 3 minutes. It's not even gonna take that long. I'd like to use any champion we want for any quest period. I understand there's gonna need to be counters, right? I understand that. And not every champion is gonna work on a path or in a fight or on a boss. But I don't like the fact of, I don't like only 1 or 2 specific counters. I feel like there needs to be more, right? I feel like there needs to be more counters. And I don't like the whole, well, the perfect champion hasn't been released yet. And I don't like the whole, it's permanent content type deal. Okay, it's permanent content for people who haven't completed. So let's talk about X7, right? I get it. It's permanent content. But it's permanent content, but for people who have already done 100% Abyss, 100% X6, they're waiting on the next piece of content to drop, right? And then you have people like me who did an initial completion of X6. I have yet to go into AOL. I might do AOL after Rifts. Who knows? So, and then you have people who haven't completed Act 5 yet, right? Haven't stepped foot in Act 6. So for the people who haven't stepped foot in Act 6, the releasing of Act 7, I get it, it's permanent content. It'll be there. But then there's people like me and people who are waiting for new content to be released. And to say it's permanent content, the counter hasn't been released yet is BS. The counter should be released before the content drops, is how I feel about it. As long as it took longer after the date. Ooh, a lady never tells. Actually, I didn't. I left that date. I called my friend, was like, hey, do you want to meet me at the bar next door? Because this date kind of sucks. Is what actually happened. How good is Void's damage? Really good. Purple Ravioli. Especially when you get Fear of the Void. And you can actually reverse heal and then heal up. King Groot is best regen counter. Drops their regen to 0% with salve and he regens himself. Big flex. Damn, Burnsy, throwing that knowledge. What's up, SF Chief? Been playing for 5 years and I'm getting burnt out as well. I still don't have Heimdall as a 5-star and can't finish 6.2 without using units, and I refuse to spend on the game. Kabam, don't give it. Yeah, it's rough, right? It's rough. What's going on, Bess? How are you doing, Bess? It's rough, right? When you don't have the specific champ. I mean, look at me. Look how long it took me to get Aegon. How many crystals, how many Cav crystals did I open for Aegon, right? How many crystals did I get looking for Aegon? I did a failed arena grind for Aegon. So. I did walk out on him, Momo. Who do you think is better, Cap Infinity War or Void? Cap Infinity War, Purple Rep. Well, it depends. Well, Cap Infinity War for utility. If I could list the top 10 champs in the game, who would you pick? Ghost, Corvus, Warlock, Nick, Doom, Void, Emma, Torch, Stealthy, Aegon. I can't believe I didn't say Aegon. Where's Quake? Oh yeah, Quake is in there too. Quake is in there too, random dude. Quake for Emma. Quake for Emma. Oh, I hate to do that. I hate to do that. Quake for Emma. Quake Nation, rise up. Yo, Jay Wiggity Wag. Should I rank 5 next? Unduped, Sunspot, Claire, or Hype? If Hype is duped, Hype. If not, Claire. They should add 6-star Quakes, Iceman, Switches, Star-Lords, Hypes, Blades, and more. 70% of the 6-star pool is kind of garbage, so why not even those odds? Valley Boy, I 100% agree. Which there was a 6-star Star-Lord, right? But he was only available in that special crystal that you had to buy, right? And I really thought about buying it because I love me some Star-Lord, but I was like, nah, fam. So, forgot Star-Lord, OG heavy hitter. Star-Lord is the OG. But that's the thing, right? And what I don't understand too is how is there a 6-star OG Daredevil, right? But not a 5-star OG Daredevil. Can you explain that to me? I don't get it. Why are there 6-star counterparts, but there's not 5-star? They're gonna give her the Scarlet Witch treatment. No. Colossus, Lemon, Colossus. What up, Farouk? Star-Lord is played Chris Pratt. Shh, Burnsy, no. I just did completion for Act 5 and I don't have the mental capacity to do anything now. Brandon Lowe, now you need to tackle the variants. If you tackle the variants next, you'll be able to rank up some champs to get you into Act 6. Yo, Travis T. The Heimdall 6.2.2 cheese? 6.2.2 cheese with Gladiator Hulk? You need Heimdall, Gladiator Hulk, and either Angela or Hela on your team. What's up, JPZ? Oh, thank you, JPZ. What's up, Corey? What's going on, man? Aliens? What about aliens? Yo, Last Vein. Oh, nice. Purple Ravioli. First rank 5-5-star is Domino. Nice. I heard someone say the other day Star-Lord needs synergy to start with 100 hits. What? What is that, Taz? What annoys me is that they put 5-6-star Scarlet Witch, but we don't get any 5-star Scarlet Witch among other champions. To me, they be teasing like little kids. Yeah, right? Like when you fight Scarlet Witch in an event quest or in one of the story quests and she's a 6-star, and you're just like, feels bad, man. Feels bad. What up, Zedman? We call those people summer children. What up, Madman Marco? Oh, who'd you pull, Lost Vein? Who'd you pull? Caban's thought process, we want you to expand your roster and stop using the same champs, so we're designing Act 7 fights only 2 out of 170 plus characters can do. Hope you have them and the skill. Ooh. That's kind of along the lines though, Ballet Boy. It really is. Miss Sakura? Oh, you already have him rank 4 Sig 100? Ooh, as a 6-star? No, you can't have a rank 4 6-star. Can't have a rank 4 6-star, Lost Vein. You mean 5-star? What up, Sinister Strawberry? Yeah, exactly, Sinister Strawberry. That's what I was thinking. Star-Lord starts with 100 hits. Guillotine 2099 can start with 100 hits. You gotta finish the fight with a special 3. So that's how you do it. Scarlet Witch is my favorite counter to Hyperion. What's his face? Hood. Hood's a good counter to Hype. Champs like Blade, Starkey are too strong to be in the 6-star pool, but Magneto, Iron Package aren't too weak. Here's the thing though, Toby, is the meta has shifted away from Blade and Starkey, right? The meta has shifted away from Blade and Starkey. So how often, in all actuality, how often do you see people using Blade or Starkey in Endgame comedy? I feel that's what it is. In Endgame content. What up, Travis T? Travis T? Oh, yeah, you're 5-star? Yeah, I was gonna say, you can't have a rank 4 Sig 100 6-star. No one has a rank 4 6-star yet, Lost Vein. But yeah, right? Like, what was I saying? Yeah, how many of you have seen, now granted, I did use Blade a little bit in Act 6.4. I did, and Ghost Rider. But how often do you actually see it? Corvus. Corvus, King CJ. My alliance leader uses Blade and Stark used them to beat Act 6. Fair enough. Imagine Kabam trying to explain Act 7 and crappy 6-star pools. See, what happened was someone got drunk and pushed the go ahead button. Yeah, exactly. If they aren't a villain, you don't usually bring Blade, right? Torch works a million times better for Mystics. 100%, Taz. 100%. And that's the thing, is a lot of these old school champs are falling along the wayside to the newer champs. It's Katie, blame Katie. I do too. LC, I said this at the beginning of the stream, so I don't know if you guys were in here or not. I know some of you were when I said this, but instead of getting 2 new champs a month released, I would like 1 new champ and a revamp of 1 old champ, right? I think that would be a lot better and it would help a lot more, right? And then 2, think about it. The developers can focus on making a really good new champ and make one without having like some bugs and some errors and that sort of thing. That's a little bizarre, Brandon Jacobson. Who's better to rank up, Dusa or Massacre? Ooh, Dusa. 6.4.5 use Trinity with Dorm and Beardo for the path to the right side. Nice suit. I feel like Hyperion is the only old champion that is still viable. He has aged extremely well. Hype is, I still feel like Hood is. Hood, I feel Hood is very underrated. I really like Hood. I think Hood's one of those champs that's gonna stand the test of time. Hype as well. Hype is gonna stand the test of time because the thing that makes Hype so good is he kind of checks a lot of the boxes, right? So he's got that constant power gain, which makes him great for nodes like Encroaching Stun and Life Cycle and whatchamacallit? Oh, Plague Mind, right? And then he's got regen. He builds those Furies. So Hype is good for a lot of content. And plus with Hype, because his heavy is so long reaching, it's easy to intercept with his heavy. Morningstar is another one, Taz. Yes, Morningstar is another one who's gonna age really well. Hood is like Sim Supreme with less damage. I love Hood though, random dude. I love Hood. Yeah, see, Brandon, you get it, right? Hood is very underrated. I have a 5-star rank 5 Sig 122 Hood and no regrets. Dude, like Zach H, I would love to dupe my 6-star Hood. I would love to dupe him. Mephisto too, Ryan White. I agree. And where's Derek? Where's Derek in here to hear me say it? Mephisto is another one who is kind of underrated. What's up, you're trash? I don't want to spend any more money on this game because of what has happened with everyone saying they've taken a break and saying the game is getting bad, but I can't help it. Dude, you're trash. Like, if Mama Bear lets you spend the money, then go for it, fam. Oh, hype all the way, Purple Ravioli. Mephistang. Is Star-Lord worth a rank up? Depends. It depends. Number 1, it depends if you can hold your combo. Number 2, how far of a rank up do you want to go? Number 3, is he awakened? And number 4, if he is awakened, is he at max sig? Kamala Khan still God tier? Are you secretly Swadia? Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point, Sinister Strawberry. Hype is good for Encroaching Stun. Kabam. Oh, let's add Matador. No. Ooh. I don't know if I would rank 2 as Sim Supreme, Jeremy, because I feel like Sim Supreme is so fight specific, right? He's another one of those very niche champs. He's another one of those very niche champs. Should I rank 5 Hyperion, Emma, or just wait to take up both? Hype over Emma? Oh god, I said it. So is mine, Sean. So is mine. My Star-Lord was my first rank 5. Yeah, and Miss Supreme relies heavily on Mystic Dispersion. if you kind of want to save for 6 stars, and Taz, that's the whole thing, right? That's the other question that a lot of people are getting is, you know, with the way the game is progressing, should you even bother ranking up 5 stars anymore? That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Should you bother taking rank 5s to rank 5? Should you bother taking rank 5s to rank 5? Should you bother taking 5 stars to rank 5? Or should you start focusing on your 6 stars? Damn it, Momo. Get out of here, Burnsy. No way. All right, LC, thanks for hanging out, man, and I'll catch you later. Damn, that got real. I'll take him up first then. It did. I mean, if you like the 5-star, it becomes like that, but then it becomes, what's 7.2 gonna be like? Are 565s and rank 2 6 stars even gonna work in 7.2? That there lies the rub, isn't it? What about Gwenpool? She seems like she's good. She is. Gwenpool's great. She gets those bleeds and she can eat a special, man, if she's awakened, right? And after, what is it, 55 hits? She shuts down defensive ability accuracy. Has there been other MCOC meetups aside from Comic-Con? There have been. I think, well, they kind of all got postponed because of COVID. What's up, Syndrome? Hope all is well. For me, rank 5s run the game until I start getting decent dupes. That's fair. That's fair. And I did the same thing, right? Like, if you look at my champs, like if you look at my 6 stars, right? Void is my only rank 2. Void is my only rank 2 6-star. J-Wack. That there lies the death of Quake. What lies the death of Quake? Not sure if I should rank up Emma or Sorcerer Supreme. Depends on what you need, Ryan. It depends on what you need, because if you want damage and immunities, go Emma. If you need, you know, like nullification and that sort of thing, go Sorcerer Supreme. Oh, Karate Mike is awesome, the DKM. His videos are great, and he totally took up Thor Jane Foster, and I love that video. I love that video. I love when people rank up champs because they want to, right? Like, so Karate Mike with his rank 5 Thor Jane Foster, and with Swadia. I love Swadia's videos, man. He really does some awesome stuff with some obscure champs. So you love to see it. You love to see people go out of the norm and be like, nah, I'm gonna show you what Kamala Khan can do, or I'm gonna show you what Howard the Duck can do, or X23, or any one of those champs. Oh, 5 stars becoming unviable lies the death of Quake. Fair enough. What's up, Apex Predator? 5 stars banned in Act 7. That would be awful, Apex Predator. That there is the rub, is a quote. You know, I feel like they could just start over and make it so you can only use 4 stars in Act 7 and scale the content so that it's still really difficult. Taz, thank you. Thank you. I am so glad you said this, because that is what I wanted. I wanted something along the lines of Variant 4, where the difficulty was scaled to the star level and you had to use 3 stars or 4 stars. That's what I wanted, because I think that would have been a great starting over point, right? Because it would have been fun and it would have been something different. So, and then you could have worked your way up, and that's what I would have wanted. And unfortunately, that's not what we got. Yeah, exactly, Taz. Exactly, Tazzus. Make it a new beginning like Variant 4. Exactly. That would have been amazing. Right, Cam? Right? Because think about it. It's book 2, act 1. So it would have been a new beginning, right? So then you don't have to worry about all of the great, like, rank 3 race and all of this other stuff. You would have been building your way back up, going through. It would have been like starting over, but not completely starting over. So I feel like that was a huge, huge missed opportunity for Kabam in the Act 7 beta. Yeah, exactly. How many of you guys enjoyed using, you know, your 2 stars, your 1 stars, your 3 stars, your 4 stars in the variant? Because let's face it, when you're at this level, when you're in Act 6, you don't get to use those champs anymore. The only time I get to use my 4 stars is when I lose a streak in Arena, or if I go through Uncollected and I feel like bringing the 4 stars in. That's the only time I get to use them. A whole new world, a whole fantastic point of view. Exactly, Cam, exactly. Like it would have been a great opportunity. And I think it would have made a lot of summoners happy because it would have been unexpected, right? It wouldn't have been like, oh great, here we go. Like crazy 26K attack, you know? No. It would have been scaled, right? But it would have been fun because then you could have used some champs that you couldn't necessarily use before, right? I have all the 3 stars. I have every 3 star in the game right now. With the exception of Black Widow. Deadly Origin. Don't have her. So. That was a good Aladdin reference. I know, I got it. But a fresh start is what we need. It is. It really is, Cam. And I feel like Act 7 was a good starting over point. And I feel like it's a whole big missed opportunity because as I said before, I feel like the Act 7 beta is Kabam just literally took all of the worst parts of Act 6 and injected them with steroids. And I think that doesn't bode a whole lot of good with the community. What's up, Red Flamed? Time to grind Arena? Get it, low quality bait. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. And by doing that would have given newer players an incentive to complete a first run of Act 6 instead of getting turned off by it. Exactly. And then here's the kicker, right? Then the Act 7 completion rewards, the Act 7.1 completion rewards could have given players resources to rank up champs to help them go back through and do exploration of Act 6. Boom. What's up, Lax? I mean, you're practically using a 2-star when you're fighting that saber tooth. That's what it feels like. That is what it absolutely feels like, gang. That is what it feels like. Oh, Microsoft, you can just shush. You can just shush. All right, let's see. What do we got going on, gang? What do we got going on? Who be streaming? BFF is streaming. BFF is streaming. Who's streaming on Twitch? Who's streaming on Twitch? Dro's streaming on Twitch. All right. So, I think that's gonna go ahead and do it for today. So let's go ahead and go and raid my BFF. So here is the link to his channel, and we'll just go ahead and go over with the hashtag BFF raid. And for those of us watching on Twitch, we're gonna go ahead and raid Dro. So we're gonna go raid the Droker over on Twitch. But before we do that, I want to give a huge thank you to Sergeant Born, LC, Nemus, Clint, and Pep1000 for your donations, guys. I really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already done so, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that sub button. Let's all go raid Dreamin'. I put the link in the chat. Those of us watching on Twitch are gonna go raid Droker. So yeah, but if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that sub button. I will be back probably tomorrow for some other stuff. Not sure what we're gonna do, but yeah, but let's go raid BFF and Droker, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye, guys.